Hello again, it's Wednesday and we're here to make a little dessert, or not just a little, it will be a big dessert, but it's healthy and it's very heart healthy. It's a beet chocolate cake and I'm here with my friend Barbara.
Hello everyone.
And first, before we start anything, we have to cheers.
Yes, there's so many things to cheers with today. We'll start with the best things. We've made our own beet champagne.
Yes, cheers to love.
Cheers to love, friendship, and health.
So if you're not drinking alcohol right now, because of your diet or for whatever reason, this is a really good alternative to try.
Yes, and what we did technically, we mixed champagne with a tiny bit of Resync Recovery, which has the red spinach, beets, aronia berry in it, the proprietary natural plant-based nitric oxide blend to support your heart health. There is also mango extract, turmeric, ginger, and inulin. So fantastic blend of super healthy ingredients that actually partially will be in our cake, right?
Correct.
Because that's how we are going to substitute the sugar.
Yes.
Which we want to decrease as much as possible. So we will keep half of the sugar and then take a scoop of Resync Recovery just to maximize our nutritional value.
Right, that's what we're doing.
Back to you, chef.
Yeah, back to me, back to us and the recipe. So as you can see here, we're doing this recipe with the Thermomix, and it's a recipe that is in the database. And again, it's the chocolate beet cake. And we already prepared the beets. So they were raw beets. We cooked them for 25 minutes, let them cool, and we saved a little bit of the beet juice that came with the cooking. All right, so what we're now going to do is we're going to take the cooked beets and put them directly into the mixing bowl. And
You're
then
missing one more.
Oh, I'm missing one more. Here we go. And then wipe your counters because the pigments in the beets have some really good potential of ruining clothing or countertops or anything that's underneath.
That is very true.
And then we're clicking next. And then it tells us to put the lid on. And then we'll basically smash and puree the beets. Okay, so now this is really finely pureed, if you can see. And now next step, we're adding some goodness red beet water. It's at 4 ounces, so I'm going to put up the scale, which is super cool that you don't have to have a second scale on hand. You can just use the Thermomix for all the measuring. Here we
There you go.
4 ounces almost. Teaching the rest. Wonderful. And we're clicking next. Cool. So now we're adding 4 ounces of the coconut oil. Let's see if I got it right. What's next? 1 ounce of brewed coffee.
Ooh.
I think this will be a little extra kick. It's not as it's really just a little espresso, so it won't keep you up at night, so you can still indulge.
With that, the chocolate, Resync, berries, cocoa, avocado, chocolate cake on steroids.
Totally. This will be really, really good. I think a healthy version of the red velvet cake
There you go.
without the food colorings. You know, that's all additives and artificial stuff that you don't want in your food. So we take red beets instead. And right now I'm adding 2 eggs. 2 large eggs. And then next step, vanilla extract.
How much do we need?
Just a teaspoon.
Okay. Are we taking our European teaspoon?
Of course. I can never get used to
Either.
all of the little cooking utensils. So I'm like, a teaspoon is a teaspoon.
I'm with you.
That's our European quirks. Like, you might or might not relate to them.
And now, we're okay with it.
We're okay with it. No offense. We're good either way. Like, we can adapt, but if we don't have to, we prefer the European
way.
And now we're adding 9.5 ounces of flour to this. And you see everything goes in one pot, or I keep saying pot like it's the mixing bowl.
Oops, 9.5?
Almost. There you go. All right. And then, so it calls for 10 ounces of sugar. And we do not want to use all of this. You can substitute, and Barbara has some good tips on sugar substitutes.
Yeah, absolutely. I would suggest let's go with the natural way, right? And because a lot of people in US, Europe is a little bit different. Before I finish, cheers. Everything tastes better with the beet champagne. So back to the sugar substitution. Of course, easy one is honey, right? The natural, really best probably way, but usually it takes so much more honey to actually get this sweetness of a regular sugar that I would encourage somebody to take half of the amount and use the regular sugar if you want to, and maybe the half use monk fruit or stevia if you're not sensitive to natural sweeteners, right? And that will definitely help. Or just like we did, we're going to take a scoop of Resync that really has a nice passion fruit in it, and it has monk fruit. So it's going to substitute the sweetness, and we will keep half of the sugar for the purpose of a sweetness, so the kids really will like it, right?
Yes,
if it was just for an adult, and if you have a date and you really want to surprise your significant other with a delicious chocolate cake, which avocado is part of it, and we'll talk about this later, then I would say, go the natural way. Use maybe exactly honey and some monk fruit, or stevia if you prefer. That's the ideal changes, and available, at any supermarket. Right. If you want to make it more nutritious, then of course I'm going to say scoop of Resync, because you're adding additional nutritional value to support your heart health.
Yes, so we're adding with the Resync, we're adding an additional nutrients to it, and we will do 1 scoop. Okay. So it has red beets in it as well, and I think red spinach, if I'm not mistaken. I'm learning all the nice things that Barbara puts in.
Beets, red spinach, aronia berry, got it? Mango extract, super good for your heart health as well. Turmeric, ginger, which people know are super good for inflammation, right?
Right, and it has a fruity taste, so it will definitely go well with the beets, which I know they taste a little earthy and some people don't like it. So if you don't like them, make sure you try this cake, because you will not taste the beets, but all the goodness is in there. They're good for your brain health, for your blood pressure, they're good for your digestive system if you want to lose weight. Like, they have all these nice benefits that you will be getting if you cook with them. And again, I know people have adversities against red beets, but you don't have to. You just have to hide them well and still get the benefits.
And a perfect way to hide it is exactly to put a taste over it that is going to mask it, right? And that's where Resync also comes to the picture.
Right. Cocoa? And now we're adding some cocoa powder. It's 1 ounce. So let's see. Probably 2 tablespoons. Yeah. So, and this is Dutch processed cocoa powder. I guess it's better for you. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but it for sure tastes really good. And then 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. So this is already pre-measured. So I'll just put this all in here. And literally we're dumping everything into the mixing bowl without having to, use separate bowls for the process and scales and have a big mess, other than our pre-measured ingredients. And now we're going to insert the lid next, and now it's going to blend the dough for a good minute. Maybe it was more 10 seconds, not a minute. I was just seeing a 1. But that's a really good thing. Like, you don't have to know all of the timing. Like, it tells you what to do. You go step by step and you cannot go wrong. So now we're pouring this into
Already greased, or we have to grease
we
it?
have to grease it.
Okay.
I have the thing here to do that. Let's just take a little spot. And we probably are going to mix it one more time because it still has a little bit.
Why don't we just, yeah.
Oh yeah, we can use these here. We're just going to, but it looks really good. It smells good. Yep. So now let's take a look how this turned out. Perfect.
Oh yeah. Do we want to first pour a little small to the one and then the rest of it?
I'm going to put it a little bit here. And I'm also only just going to fill it halfway through because there is baking soda in it. So it will most likely rise. Or not half, maybe let's say 3/4.
It smells so nice too.
And the rest goes right in here. So pour into prepared pan and bake 45 minutes, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, or until the toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. We're going to do just this right now. You'll see this is our cake. We'll put the cake mold and the cake inside, and then after 45 minutes we'll be back and we will actually make a nice delicious chocolate frosting with avocado. Stay tuned. Alright guys, it's time. The cake is baked and our little love molds are baked too. I don't know if you can see this pretty well, but they look really good. And what we're now doing is making the frosting. So that's the last part of the recipe. So the cake has to be almost completely cool, like you cannot feel any heat coming up, otherwise it will melt your frosting right away, which we don't want that. So yes, so let's start with 10 ounces of ripe avocado. So we did already pre-peel and put the pit out. Let's see, 7 ounces, that's probably fine. Yeah. I think it should be, you know, it's like, do you really cut open another one and then you end up with like one half open? Like, what are you going to do with it? So 7 ounces work just as well as,
and that's, make the best out of it.
Yes, and that's a great thing. Like, if you have to substitute or sometimes you don't have enough, like, still progress with the recipe. It will still be good. Don't get intimidated.
We'll put less on the edges and more on the top.
Correct. So if you wanted to, you could add maple syrup to it. We don't do it because we try to not put too much sugar into the thing, and it already has 5 ounces in the cake. So we're skipping that part. And then 1 ounce of the cocoa powder, and that's unsweetened as well, if I have not mentioned that before. It is unsweetened. Look at me go, almost. Okay. And then half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Again, we're using the European teaspoon. You can use whatever teaspoon measurements you like.
We will not be upset and force you to use the European style.
Not at all. And then a pinch of salt, which is right here.
Okay.
So. And now we're putting the lid back on. And next thing is we're blending this for 20 seconds. All right. We got to scrape down, and eventually we'll have to do it a second time, just like we did initially with the beets, so that it all combines nicely.
And you know what the other thing is? That someone, if you don't want to completely skip, or if you do want to skip completely the sugar, right? We were planning to use pomegranate seeds, right? To make it more sweet, more antioxidant, more antioxidants in it, even healthier, more natural sugar, not to avoid white sugar.
Like whatever your favorite sweetener or sugar replacement is, you can do it, or you can just leave it out completely, or you use 10 ounces of sugar. That's up to you.
And also on the topping, if we wanted to use, any kind of a exactly sweet berry on top of it, we could, right?
Right.
Mix with the avocado and the cocoa, just like as another option for the glaze.
So this is the frosting. And now I'm going to just spread this on here. And this could even be a dessert in itself, like if
Correct.
you like a mousse au chocolat, like you can
Mousse
do
au
that.
chocolat?
Mousse au chocolat. And you could put it in little bowls, you know, and that's great for kids too.
Yeah, and they will not know that there is avocado.
And you can even add like a half a smashed banana or like banana chunks in it with the avocado and the chocolate.
Or less sugar and use zucchini because it has potassium too.
Alright, now we're just going to take like a couple berries. Right, so here's our cake. And we're going to use a little bit of powdered sugar for the smaller ones here.
So the
Just-
lump pops out.
Yeah, because if I were to cover those with the frosting, you couldn't read it. So I'm hoping the AC is blowing my sugar away.
Aww. I love it. I absolutely love
And then you can add some berries next to this too. And you can
Yeah.
do like more of them. Or maybe like a couple of, like with a pastry bag, like a couple of splashes or whatever you want to call it with.
Or
That's
just
it.
nothing and grab it and go.
Yes, it's so good. So we can't wait to try this. We hope you guys enjoyed the recipe. If you have any
Yes.
questions, leave a comment, let us know. And other than that, we hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day, a healthy one.
Yes, a healthy one. And again, remember, you have many choices, and we're here to help you make healthier choices with what's available to you. And there is always a better substitution than a pure white sugar. Just keep that in mind. Yes?
All right, guys, see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.